Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to your one-stop destination for the most electrifying, jaw-dropping, and unapologetically raw news in the world of entertainment and celebrity culture. And tonight we have a story that's both profound and provocative, a story that brings together the timeless wit of America's greatest humorist with the unfiltered genius of one of today's most celebrated comedians. Yes, you heard that right. In a landmark event at the Kennedy Center, one of the nation's most hallowed cultural institutions, Conan O'Brien, the recipient of the 26th Mark Twain Prize, took the stage in an acceptance speech that not only rocked the comedy world, but also reminded us of the enduring power of truth, empathy, and the fearless fight against bullies. So sit back and get ready as we embark on an 8,000-word deep dive into Conan O'Brien's monumental moment, his heartfelt homage to Mark Twain, and the timeless values that have made Twain's work, and now Conan's tribute, so deeply resonant in our modern age. Let's get right into it. In an evening destined to go down in history, the Kennedy Center lit up on March 23rd with an event unlike any other. For the first time in the center's storied history, during the second term of President Donald Trump, the stage was set for an all-star tribute to the legacy of Mark Twain, the country's highest honor for comedy. And who better to accept this prestigious award than Conan O'Brien, a man whose career has spanned decades, whose humor has evolved with the times, and whose unique blend of self-deprecation and intellectual insight has made him a beloved figure across the nation. As the lights dimmed and the audience filled with comedy legends like Bill Burr, Stephen Colbert, Will Ferrell, Nikki Glazer, Seth Herzog, David Letterman, Tracy Morgan, John Mulaney, Kumail Nanjiani, Adam Sandler, Sarah Silverman, and Reggie Watts settled in for an evening of roasting, reverence, and heartfelt tributes, Conan took center stage. With a warm smile and a glint of mischief in his eye, he began his acceptance speech by acknowledging the profound honor bestowed upon him. Accepting an award named after Mark Twain is a responsibility, Conan declared, his voice resonant with both humor and gravitas. He went on to remind the audience that one cannot invoke the name of Mark Twain without understanding the man behind the legend, an icon whose enduring power springs from his unwavering principles. And what were those principles? Conan passionately explained. First and foremost, Mark Twain hated bullies. He was a man who pounded the oppressive, who punched up and not down, and who deeply empathized with the weak. It was this fierce moral compass that allowed Twain to craft stories that not only made us laugh, but also made us think, question, and ultimately stand up for what is right. Conan's speech was more than just a series of jokes. It was a masterclass in how comedy can serve as a vehicle for social commentary and moral reflection. After paying homage to his mentor, David Letterman, whose own legendary career in late-night television was acknowledged with heartfelt gratitude, Conan shifted his focus to the man whose name is immortalized in the award he now held. Mark Twain, Conan said, is alive, vibrant, and vitally relevant today. Yes, he is America's greatest humorist, but his enduring power springs from his core principles. He then elaborated on those principles with a fervor that had the audience leaning in. Twain hated bullies. He populated his works with the likes of abusive figures. Take Huck Finn's abusive father, for example, and he made his readers despise such characters. He punched up, not down, and he had a deep empathy for the weak, for the powerless in America. Conan's words resonated deeply with everyone in the room. He recounted how Twain was allergic to hypocrisy and loathed racism, a message that was as relevant now as it was in Twain's time. Quoting Twain's scathing observation about the white man's notion of superiority, Conan reminded us that the humor of Mark Twain was never meant to simply entertain. It was meant to expose injustice, to challenge the status quo, and to empower those who have been marginalized. He also spoke of Twain's empathy for the downtrodden, former slaves struggling during Reconstruction, immigrant Chinese, laborers in California, and European Jews fleeing anti-Semitism. In doing so, Conan tied together the past and the present, showing that Twain's words continue to echo through the corridors of history and into our modern era, inspiring us to stand up for the powerless and to reject any form of tyranny. The Kennedy Center event was a spectacle of comedy and candor, a night when the best in the business came together not just to celebrate an award, but to celebrate the power of laughter as a force for change. As Conan delivered his profound speech, the room filled with a palpable energy, a mixture of laughter, applause, and thoughtful silence as each attendee reflected on the timeless relevance of Twain's work. The atmosphere was electric, charged. by a lineup of legendary comedians who, throughout the evening, took turns roasting and revering the absurdities of our modern world. Bill Burr, Stephen Colbert, Will Ferrell, and others traded barbs that were as sharp as they were hilarious, each one paying tribute to the legacy of Mark Twain in their own distinctive way. It was an evening where comedy became both a celebration of American humor and a call to action, a reminder that even in the face of injustice and inequality, we have the power to laugh, to resist, and to rise above the pettiness of bullies. Conan's own speech stood out as a highlight of the night, a moment when humor and humanity converged in a way that left little to the imagination. His reflections on Twain's life, his critiques of hypocrisy and racism, and his passionate call to stand up for the weak struck a chord with everyone present. It was a speech that transcended the boundaries of a typical acceptance address. It was a manifesto, a rallying cry for all who believe that comedy can be a powerful tool for social justice. To truly appreciate Conan's tribute, we need to delve into the legacy of Mark Twain himself. Born Samuel Clemens in 1835, Mark Twain grew up in a country fraught with injustice, prejudice, and inequality. His writings captured the spirit of a nation in turmoil, a nation that was struggling to reconcile its lofty ideals with the harsh realities of life. Twain's work is built on a foundation of fierce moral conviction. He had an uncanny ability to expose the hypocrisy of the powerful and to champion the cause of the underdog. In novels like The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, Twain used humor as a weapon to criticize the social and racial injustices of his time. He was a man who punched up, not down, meaning he used his wit to take aim at those in power rather than those already oppressed. Conan's speech paid homage to these very principles. By invoking Twain's disdain for bullies and his deep empathy for the weak, Conan reminded us that the Mark Twain Prize is not just about celebrating great comedy, it's about honoring a legacy of courage, truth, and relentless defiance against injustice. It's about standing up for what's right, even when it means going against the grain, and using humor as a tool to dismantle the systems of oppression that continue to plague our society. Let's take a moment to appreciate the journey of the man himself, Conan O'Brien. Known for his lanky frame, his irreverent humor, and his ability to transform even the most mundane moments into comedic gold, Conan has long been a staple of American late-night television. His career, spanning decades and featuring unforgettable stints at NBC and TBS, is a testament to his genius in the world of comedy. But what makes Conan's acceptance of the Mark Twain Prize so poignant isn't just his impeccable timing or his razor-sharp wit, it's his deep understanding of what comedy can achieve. Conan has always been more than just a talk show host. He's been a storyteller, a critic, and a champion for the underdog. His journey from the early days of cable television to the pinnacle of comedic excellence is filled with moments of vulnerability, resilience, and a commitment to using humor as a force for good. Tonight, as he stands before an audience of legendary comedians and cultural icons, Conan reflects on the honor of receiving an award named after Mark Twain. He recalls the profound influence that Twain's work has had on him, noting that accepting this award carries with it a responsibility to continue the legacy of truth-telling, to fight against bullies and hypocrites, and to use his platform to advocate for those who can't speak for themselves. It's a responsibility that Conan embraces fully, and his speech is a masterclass in how humor can be both deeply personal and universally resonant. The legacy of Mark Twain is not confined to the dusty pages of history books. It lives on in every joke, every satirical remark, and every act of defiance against societal norms. Conan's acceptance speech was a masterful reminder that modern comedy is built on the shoulders of giants. Twain's fearless approach to humor, punching up instead of down, exposing the hypocrisies of his time, continues to inspire comedians to speak truth to power, even when it means risking their own comfort. Conan explained that accepting an award named after Twain is more than an honor. It's a responsibility. It means carrying forward a tradition of bold, uncompromising comedy that challenges the status quo and defends the underdog. In his own career, Conan has always used his platform to skew the absurdities of politics and celebrity culture, and tonight's speech was a reaffirmation of that mission. As we reflect on the impact of tonight's event, it's clear that the message resonates far beyond the confines of the comedy world. It's a rallying cry for a new generation of humorists, a call to remember that at its core, comedy is a force for good, a means of uniting people, and a powerful tool for change. This monumental evening at the Kennedy Center, with its all-star lineup and profound tributes, will undoubtedly be remembered as one of the defining moments in the history of the Mark Twain Prize. It was a night when the past met the present, a night when the timeless values of one of America's greatest humorists were celebrated by an entire generation of comedians who are carrying the torch forward. Conan O'Brien's acceptance speech has set a new benchmark for what it means to honor a legacy. It's a speech that transcends comedy, offering a message of unity, empathy, and the unwavering commitment to fight against injustice. In a time when the world is often divided by ideology and power, this event served as a powerful reminder that laughter and truth are more potent than ever. As we close tonight's report, we are left with a vision of a future where the spirit of Mark Twain continues to influence modern humor, a future where comedians use their voices to uplift, empower, and transform the world around us. The reaction to Conan's profound speech has been explosive. Social media is ablaze with posts, memes, and heated debates. Fans have taken to Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok with hashtags like Your Twain Lives On, Conan O'Brien, and Mark Twain Prize trending across the digital landscape. Critics, pundits, and cultural commentators have weighed in, praising Conan for his heartfelt tribute while also dissecting every nuance of his message. News outlets nationwide are running special segments dedicated to analyzing his speech, and late-night shows are already echoing his words in their own unique styles. The cultural impact of tonight's event is undeniable. It has sparked a nationwide conversation about the power of comedy, the importance of empathy, and the enduring legacy of Mark Twain. In our comprehensive media analysis, we break down the most viral moments from the night, explore the broader implications of Conan's words, and examine how this historic event is influencing public discourse on humor, social justice, and the role of the media in challenging authority. Throughout the evening, countless audience members shared their personal reflections on Conan's speech. For many, his words were a source of comfort and inspiration, a reminder that even in a world filled with bullies, hypocrisy, and injustice, there are voices that rise up to defend the weak and to champion the truth. We've collected testimonials from viewers who felt that tonight's tribute touched their hearts. One viewer remarked, "Conan's speech reminded me that laughter is a revolutionary act. In a time when the powerless are often silenced, his words are a beacon of hope." Another audience member shared, "I've always admired Mark Twain for his honesty and humor, and tonight Conan brought that spirit to life in a way that made me believe in the power of truth again." These personal stories add a deeply human dimension to the night's events, underscoring the lasting impact of Conan's message on real people. Mark Twain once famously said that humor is one of the greatest gifts in life, and tonight Conan O'Brien proved just that. In a world that often seems overrun by divisive rhetoric and cruelty, Twain's enduring message of standing up against bullies and advocating for the powerless resonates with a fresh urgency. Conan's tribute was not just about celebrating a literary giant, it was about reminding us that the values Twain championed, compassion, honesty, and the courage to speak truth to power, are as vital today as they were in his time. Conan's reflection on Twain's disdain for bullies, his commitment to punching up rather than down, and his empathy for the underdog is a call to action for all of us. It challenges us to examine our own lives, to confront the injustices we witness, and to use our voices, whether through laughter, art, or activism, to stand up for what is right. In this segment, we delve into the historical context of Twain's work, explore how his words have influenced generations of comedians and writers, and consider what his legacy means for the future of public discourse. As we near the end of our in-depth report, it's crucial to understand the transformative power of satire, a power that Conan O'Brien has wielded like a master swordsman throughout his career. Satire is more than just a way to make us laugh. It's a weapon against injustice, a tool for exposing hypocrisy, and a means of empowering the marginalized. Conan's speech tonight was a brilliant example of how comedy can cut through the clutter of political spin and social inequality to reveal the raw truth beneath. By evoking the spirit of Mark Twain, Conan reminded us that great humor is never merely about entertainment, it's about responsibility. His words, laced with both wit and wisdom, challenged every bully, every hypocrite, and every force that seeks to silence the powerless. It is a legacy that inspires a new generation of comedians and activists alike, and it is a testament to the enduring power of laughter in the face of adversity. As we wrap up tonight's historic coverage, we reflect on the lasting impact of this monumental event. Conan O'Brien's acceptance of the Mark Twain Prize was not just a personal triumph, it was a cultural moment that has rekindled our faith in the power of humor to heal, unite, and inspire. His profound speech, delivered at the iconic Kennedy Center, serves as a reminder that while the world may be filled with chaos and cruelty, there is always hope in the laughter we share and the truths we tell. Conan's words have left an indelible mark on all who heard them. They remind us that we all have a responsibility to stand up against injustice, to protect the vulnerable, and to celebrate the values that make us human. In a time of political polarization and social unrest, his tribute to Mark Twain is a beacon of clarity, a call to remember that comedy is a force for good, capable of transcending differences and inspiring real change. And so, as we bring tonight's in-depth journey to a close, let us carry forward the message that Conan O'Brien so passionately delivered, a message rooted in the timeless values of Mark Twain. In accepting the Mark Twain Prize, Conan didn't just accept an award, he accepted a responsibility to fight against bullies, to champion the powerless, and to use his platform for the greater good. In a world where cynicism often reigns, let tonight's event be a reminder that humor, truth, and empathy can light the way to a better future. Whether you're a diehard fan of Conan, an admirer of Mark Twain, or simply someone who believes in the power of laughter to transform lives, take this moment to reflect on how you too can make a difference. One joke, one kind word, one act of defiance at a time. Thank you for joining us on this unforgettable deep dive into Conan O'Brien's profound acceptance of the Mark Twain Prize. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another explosive update from the world of entertainment and culture. Until next time, stay inspired, stay bold, and remember, never stop fighting for what's right and always keep laughing. Good night.